Ms. Raksha Nikhil Khatse, and guest of honor of the 18th PBD, Dr. Dev Pragad, who is the CEO of Newsweek. The leaders spoke about the vital role and important contribution that the younger generation can make in the building of a Viksit Bharat and India's global image. The first plenary session on the theme Beyond Borders Diaspora Youth Leadership in a Globalized World was held thereafter, which was chaired by the Honorable Minister of Youth Affairs and Sports, Dr. Mansukh Mandviya, and moderated by Sri Bini Bansal, the co-founder of Flipkart. The session focused on the transformative role of the diaspora youth in shaping a globalized world through leadership, innovation, and cultural diplomacy. The discussion highlighted the importance of India's diaspora youth as connectors between India and the global community. The Honorable Chief Minister of Odisha and the Honorable External Affairs Minister parallelly chaired a Pravasi Bharatiya business leaders meeting, which was addressed by both the leaders. The External Affairs Minister underlined the Government of India's steadfast commitment to Mission Purvodaya and the role of Odisha to its success. He highlighted the Odisha's potential in the three T's, the trade, technology, and tourism, which makes it an excellent investment destination. The Honorable Chief Minister of Odisha spoke about what the state can offer to investors and business persons, such as a stable government, good law and order condition, infrastructure, skilled manpower, a friendly industrial policy, natural resources, etc. The state government of Odisha made presentations on the investment opportunities available in the state. On the afternoon of the 8th January, the state government of Odisha hosted two plenary sessions. The first one was titled Unraveling India's Best Kept Secret, and the second one was titled Odisha, a Land of Opportunities. These two sessions showcased the enormous potential that could be utilized by the Indian diaspora in Odisha through their engagements in developing and promoting trade, tourism, and investments in different sectors. Some suggestions from the discussions for further development of Odisha included leveraging diaspora for talent, ideas, and as role models. It was also highlighted that Odisha is a success story in India's overall growth trajectory, where labor force participation of women is much higher than other states and has a vibrant diaspora community which can bring more growth to the state. The 18th Pravasi Bharatiya Divas was inaugurated by the Honorable Prime Minister of India, Sri Narendra Modi, on 9th January. Her Excellency Christian Carla Kangalu, the President of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, was the chief guest of the 18th Pravasi Bharatiya Divas. She addressed the convention virtually. Prime Minister remotely flagged off the inaugural journey of the special tourist train for the Indian diaspora, Pravasi Bharatiya Express, which left for Delhi on that day for travel to multiple destinations of touristic and religious importance in India for a period of 3 weeks. Addressing the convention, the Honorable Prime Minister observed that the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas has become an institution to strengthen the bond between India and its diaspora. The Prime Minister emphasized that he was always considered the Indian diaspora as ambassadors of India. Expressing his joy in meeting and conversing with fellow Indians around the world, he said that the love and blessings he received from them were unforgettable and always stayed with him. He mentioned that the 21st century India was progressing at an incredible speed and scale. He conveyed that today's India not only firmly asserted its own point, but also strongly amplified the voice of the global South. Prime Minister mentioned to help our diaspora during crisis situation, no matter where they were. He highlighted the significant history of the Indian diaspora worldwide, emphasizing their achievements in various countries as an important part of India's heritage. He urged that these interesting and inspiring stories should be shared, showcased, and preserved as part of our shared legacy and heritage, as has been done in the case of Oman. You would have seen the exhibition that has been put up during the PBD. He also emphasized the need to undertake similar efforts with the diaspora in various other countries. Prime Minister also reiterated his Chalo India tourism campaign for the diaspora, encouraging each of them to visit India with 5 foreign friends. He emphasized the goal of making India a developed nation by 2047, a Viksit Bharat, and highlighted the importance of the gift city ecosystem in meeting the financial services and investment needs of the diaspora and encouraged them to leverage its benefits to strengthen India's journey towards development. Following his address, the Prime Minister inaugurated 4 exhibitions: Vishwaroop Ram, the Universal Legacy of Ramayana; second, the Diaspora's Contribution to Technology and Viksit Bharat; third, Spread and Evolution of Indian Diaspora in the World with special focus on Manvi to Muscat; and the Heritage and Culture of Orissa, which was the 4th exhibition. There are also several promotional stalls set up by ministries and departments of the Government of India, the State Government of Odisha, and other state governments to present their developmental efforts in India's march towards a Viksit Bharat. On the afternoon of the 9th of January, the second plenary session focused on migration, and it was titled Building Bridges, Breaking Barriers, Stories of Migrant Scales. It was chaired by the Honorable Minister of State for Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises and Labor and Employment, Sushri Shobha Karandlaje, and moderated by the Special Secretary for Economic Relations in the Ministry of External Affairs, Sri P. Kumaran. It was followed by the third plenary session, which focused on green energy and was titled Green Connections, Diaspora's Contributions to Sustainable Development. It was chaired by the Honorable Minister of Electronics and Information Technology, Information and Broadcasting and Railways, Sri Ashwini Vaishnav, and moderated by the Chairman and Managing Director of Indian Renewable Energy Development Agency, Sri Pradeep Kumar Das. There are 2 plenary discussions today at the PBD convention. The 4th plenary was chaired today by the Honorable External Affairs Minister, Dr. S. Jaishankar, on the topic Diaspora Divas, Celebrating Women's Leadership and Influence, Nari Shakti. It was moderated by Dr. Ritu Karidhal, scientist and aerospace engineer at the ISRO. The 5th session today was on Diaspora Dialogues, Stories of Culture, Connections and Belongingness, which was chaired by the Honorable Minister of Culture and Tourism, Sri Gajendra Singh Shekhawat, and moderated by Director General of the Indian Council for Cultural Relations, Srimati Nandini Singla. I may add here that the panelists in all the 5 sessions were experts from abroad in various fields. The valedictory session of the 18th Pravasi Bharatiya Convention, which concluded a little while ago, was chaired by the Honorable President of India. She conferred the Pravasi Bharatiya Samman Awards on 27 distinguished members of the Indian diaspora from 24 countries to honor their outstanding contribution and achievements in various fields such as business, education, community service, medicine, public affairs, science and technology, both in their own countries of residence as well as in India. The Honorable President delivered her valedictory address in which she observed that the Indian diaspora has made a mark that the world acknowledges and respects. She congratulated all the winners of the Pravasi Bharatiya Samman Awards for their exemplary achievements and extraordinary contributions. She described the PBD convention as a platform where ideas converge, collaborations are forged, and bonds between India and the diaspora are strengthened. She observed that the Indian diaspora was an integral part of the vision of building a Viksit Bharat by 2047 and urged them to actively engage in this journey. She made a special mention about the contribution of women, students, and the youth amongst our diaspora. There were many events on the sidelines of this convention. The Honorable External Affairs Minister and other cabinet ministers and ministers of state who were present during the three-day session had bilateral meetings with the ministerial delegations from Mauritius, Malaysia, and South Africa. They also had separate meetings with countries that had big delegations of diaspora, such as from Malaysia, Myanmar, Kuwait, Mauritius, Oman, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, United Kingdom, and the United States of America. In those separate meetings, the diaspora got an opportunity to discuss their issues with the ministers concerned directly. The 5 plenary sessions saw overwhelming response and the discussions went off very well and were productive. All the panelists contributed well and there were interactive discussions with the diaspora. From the feedback received, participants are very happy with the hospitality extended by the people of Bhubaneswar and Odisha, as well as the state government of Odisha, and especially for all those officials who are working here. There was great appreciation for the tourism program organized and the different kinds of local cuisine served during the convention. Before concluding, I would like to mention that the hosting of the 18th Pravasi Bharatiya Divas Convention in Odisha was in line with the Government of India's Purvodaya plan, under which all-round development of 5 states of Eastern India, including Odisha, would be undertaken. The discussions during the PBD showed that Odisha is a leader in India when it comes to mining, iron and steel manufacturing, marine economy, sports, skilling, and even knowledge economy. Odisha is a rich tourism destination with culture, history, religious sites, national parks, and pristine beaches. The PBD convention highlighted Odisha's tourism potential. Several Indian IT companies have already established their base in Odisha. The PBD event was an opportunity to showcase that what Odisha has to offer to the world. It was felt that Odisha can be a gateway to promoting cultural ties between India and the ASEAN region, as it has age-old maritime connections with the Southeast Asia. The Bali Yatra and Odisha's connections with Sri Lanka speak of these vibrant cultural ties. These exchanges were renewed during this 18th Pravasi Bharatiya Divas Convention. It also illuminated those historical journeys and efforts underway to revive them. The 18th Pravasi Bharatiya Divas once again showcased the vibrancy of the Indian diaspora and their achievements abroad. It spotlighted the contributions of the Indian diaspora and how they have acted as a vehicle for promotion of Indian culture, values, and ethos abroad, as well as how they would continue to be a partner in Odisha and India's progress towards a Viksit Bharat. Thank you, and I would be very happy to answer to your questions if you have any.
Thank you, sir. I now invite Chief Secretary Shri Manoj Ahoja to make his remarks. After this, we'll open the floor for questions. Please go as I call you.
Thank you. Namaskar. गण माध्यम प्रतिनिधि गण जो एठी उपस्थित अछंती समस्त को मु हृदयरु धन्यवाद जनाउची अपन ए जो 3 दिनिया इवेंट हेतिला से इवेंट रा भला कवरेज करिचंती. We are also very thankful to Honorable Prime Minister and Honorable External Affairs Minister for deciding to host the 18th Pravasi Bharatiya Divas event in Odisha. It has given us an opportunity to showcase the art, culture, literature, heritage, tourism potential, and the life of Odisha to Pravasi Bhartis and others who had come for this event. And as Secretary MEA has pointed out, it has been largely getting a very good positive feedback and appreciated by all who had attended this event. We had identified 31 tourist places in Odisha adjoining Bhubaneswar and nearby areas, and we are very happy to know that the participants were able to visit all these places and many other places, and they had a very positive and delightful experience. We had also set up a small exhibition, an Odisha pavilion, and one exposing Odisha's rich history and culture. Both were very well received, and the Honorable Chief Minister has decided that the exhibition would continue for 2 more days. And we hope many more citizens of Bhubaneswar, including students from schools and college students, will be able to attend that. There were two sessions conducted by the Odisha government. One was on tourism, and the other one was on Viksit Odisha. Both were very well received, and as Secretary MEA pointed out, Odisha's growth story and potential was evident to all those who were present there. The Honorable Chief Minister has also announced appointment of a nodal minister who would interact and engage with the Pravasi Bharatiyas for promoting investments or carrying out projects in Odisha. So those who would be interested now would have a single point of contact, a minister who will act as a nodal point of contact so that they can come to Odisha and contribute in different ways. We are very happy that Ravi Kumar S., who is the CEO of Cognizant, one of the biggest IT companies, is from Odisha, and he got the Pravasi Bharatiya Samman Award, which was conferred by the Honorable President of India. They have a small unit here, and it was on the sidelines in our bilaterals. He had met the Honorable Chief Minister and our official team, and he also proposes to increase his investment in Odisha. On a similar way, besides an exposure to outsiders, it also gave an opportunity to us to interact with many Pravasi Bharatiyas regarding investment proposals and the potential Odisha has, which we are sure will get fulfilled in the coming days. Overall, the experience has been very positive for the participants who had come, and for us, we were able to showcase Odisha, which was one of our main objectives, because we were given an opportunity by the central government. And at the end of the convention, we can say that Odisha now is world ready. Thank you.
With that, we open the floor for questions. We'll go first from our left. We have a question here, please. Excuse me, a mic is coming, otherwise they will not. Please introduce yourself and your organization as you ask your question.
I am Ramesh Mahanti from Jalmorcha, Hindi, Delhi. Mr. Chatterjee, can you give an explanation? You have explained about 3T. What is the response of this Pravasi Bharat?
Gone, but we have some issues when we are absent. Sometimes the neighbors encroach the land, and we go to the court for 20 years. I met the government officials. We have court order, but the government but the government is unable to take any
Okay,
action.
please put your question.
Yeah, that's my question.
Okay.
So what the government can help us? Maybe you can have one government official, an IS officer, OS officer, who can take, we can go to this individual and hopefully they can help us. We don't want an illegal thing. We just want whatever is legal to be done. So we need some help because we're having a lot of trouble, and it's just been very frustrating. That much I can tell you. Thank you.
Thank you. You have a question there?
Yeah.
Behind? Yeah, please.
Sir, my question is to Chief Secretary Odisha. Sir, was there any effort made to bring the blue collar workers, ODIA workers especially, working in various countries? And will there be any effort to map their presence in various countries? Because a lot of ODIA blue collars workers are working in various parts of the world. Thank you.
Mr. Saluja here.
Sir, I have a question. I
Excuse
just
me.
wanted to know.
Excuse me. We have a question here. We'll come to you. Mic though, yeah.
My name is Professor Indrajit Singh Saluja, and I come from New York. I have a newspaper there, the Indian Panorama, and I'm so glad to see Mr. Jaiswal here. He was our Consul General there, very popular one. I have a question. I find that we have the youth PVD, but the participation of the youth is dismal. That is the word I'm deliberately using. We have to do something because it is the younger generation of Indians abroad that has to be connected with their motherland. They have to understand the culture of India. They have to understand the value system here. Only then India will be able to survive in the next century abroad. That is my concern, and that's my question. And the question is, what do you think you can do to ensure the greater participation, more visits by the Indian youth to India to learn about what India is all about? Thank you so much.
Thank you. We can take these questions and then we'll come back for more.
Okay, first to come to the question of three T's: trade, technology, and tourism. These are the three major issues that we in our embassies and missions posts abroad have been tasked with by our minister to look into. So whenever we look at a particular country and relations to be promoted, these are the three areas where we look at as one of the core functions. It's not that it is only we are confined to trade, tourism, and technology. We are tasked to look for opportunities as to how to cooperate with that country where we are in terms of technology. Second, we are required to promote tourism. That means get more people, something which the Honorable Prime Minister also mentioned. Chalo India campaign to bring 5 more people along with. So technology, tourism, and trade. What steps need to be taken to promote trade between the three countries? When the Honorable External Affairs Minister spoke at the summit, he looked at these three subjects as to how Odisha can be brought before the world in terms of through these three T's. So this was one of his proposals, and if we can focus on trade, tourism, and technology, this is what the PBD basically talked about. So his thrust was on as to how we in the Ministry of External Affairs, that means the government of India, can work with the government of Odisha here in promoting Odisha. So that was his idea. How many participated at the session? It was a complete full house because I was myself present. Would be what, 500? No, and at the business summit. At least 500 people were there because I could see people from one corner to another. It was a full house.
He's talking about the.
In the PBD. Okay. So PBD, I can tell you, we are still compiling the statistics. The hall where the plenary session was held had a capacity of 7,000. So in my view, at least 7,500 delegates would have registered over here for the PBD. At least not less than that. So this is what the number I am. So we are still looking at the statistics because see the data comes in, the data has to be segregated and worked out. So I am still not, if I give you a figure at this moment, I might be giving you an incorrect figure. We are still trying to work out because we have been continuously printing cards, issuing registration cards, and the registration went on going on till the 9th of January. So we are still looking at the statistics, but definitely 7,500 delegates would have registered. The second question was on the security and safety as to how I could see the person who asked it. Okay, you see, as the Prime Minister assured that as far as Pravasi Bharatiyas are concerned, or any Indian in any corner of the globe is concerned, if there is any problem or if there is any crisis, rest assured the government of India is there to protect you. When it comes to the security and safety of Indians, it is something bilaterally India deals with the country concerned. We talk about the issues at a bilateral level. The security and safety of Indians abroad is something which is a continuous exercise and it keeps on happening. It's not that it is only confined to the Pravasi Bharatiya Convention in which it is discussed. But rest assured, the government of India is always committed to ensure the security and safety of our Indians, and the local governments also give us full assurance that they will be that they would be protecting the security and safety of Indian nationals.
After their grievances because they are away from their home. I think it's a very good proposal, and we will put it up for consideration of the Honorable Chief Minister and take a decision on that immediately, so that grievances of Pravasi Udiyas who are outside, that can be addressed through a nodal officer and fast tracked. And monitored. We will put it up to our Honorable Chief Minister for a quick this thing. Your question about blue collar workers, we generally about their welfare and all, we connect to our embassies for that. Plus, we also, the Overseas Ministry in the Labour Department has an office which ensures that when they blue collar workers go abroad, they go through credible agencies and all. In Odisha, what we are trying, we are thinking, we have not, I think what your suggestions are very good. First is we have a very extensive skilled in Odisha program. We want to upgrade their skills so that they get a better returns there. Second, we are planning, and I can't commit right now, but to have a census. How many of our blue collar workers are going in which trades abroad? And that will help us, in planning for them. And whenever we have getting them here and getting their views, I mean, it's a good suggestion. We will note it for further action. Thank you so much for your suggestion.
You see, no, I still have one answer to be given on the youth participation of the youth. To come to the blue collar workers question, you see, I was there with the Honorable Prime Minister when he visited, paid a state visit to Kuwait. One of the first engagements that the Prime Minister has was to meet 200 of our blue-collar workers in Kuwait, and you would have all seen his video, his interaction. I was there present myself. It was one of the most lovely and lively interactions that the Honorable Prime Minister had with the blue-collar workers there. The idea was to convey the message that we care and that we care for our workers. So here, since I am the secretary in charge of migration also, of workers movement, e-migrate portal is something which we always encourage, that all workers who are going should go through the registered agents using the e-migrate portal, particularly if you are going to one of the immigration check required countries. And that is a must. If you avoid that route and go through other channels, through illegal channels or illegal recruiting agents, then if there is a problem, either with your employer abroad, or there is, God forbid, some problem at your end, we won't be able to locate you. So it is necessary that through the media today here, I would appeal to all of you that use the e-migrate portal of the Ministry of External Affairs if you are going as a blue-collar worker. So that is one message. As you mentioned about the participation of youth, we still, as I told you, looking at the statistics, technology, including to show them the new India that is there in terms of the development in IT, in space, in green energy, to introduce to them. So if you get a chance to meet them over here, they are all here. There are 2 batches over here. You can get an idea as to how their experience is. I can tell you as the secretary of the department, because I interact with them on the last day of the event when it ends. It's incredible in terms of their response. They get so emotional after the 3 weeks to see their country. So this is one area that we use, and I can tell you we have around 10 programs per annum. So roughly 400 youth persons of Indian origin are here in India. A program that is one of the most successful schemes of the Ministry of External Affairs, and we intend to continue that. So that I thought I will flag to you.
Okay.
ସେମାନଙ୍କର ଏନଲିଷ୍ଟ କରିଛି କି ଆଉ ତାମାନେ କୋଭିଡ ଲାଷ୍ଟ କୋଭିଡ ବେଳେ ସେମାନେ ଯୋଉ ହ୍ୟୁମିଲେଟ ହେଲେ ମାନେ ପ୍ରବାସ ଭାରତୀୟ ମାନେ ସେଇଟା ଟିକେ ଇଏ ଏନଲିଷ୍ଟ କରିବା ଦରକାର, ଗୋଟେ ତାଙ୍କ ଡାଇରେକ୍ଟର ବି କରିବା ଦରକାର।
ଏବେ ତଥ୍ୟ ନେଇ ମୁଁ ମତେ ଟିକେ ସମୟ ଦିଅନ୍ତୁ, 2 ସପ୍ତାହ ଭିତରେ ମୁଁ ତଥ୍ୟ ବାହାର କରିକି ଯାହା ଆପଣ ସୁଝାव ଦେଇଛନ୍ତି ଭଲ ଦେଇଛନ୍ତି।
Please. The lady there behind, she had a question. You had a question? Okay. Sir, please.
I have a question. What impression carry Pravasi Bharatiya, what impression carry about our Orissa heritage, art and craft and hospitality
Thank you.
during their stay?
Please.
Sir, I am Akshay Sahu representing Asian Age and Deccan Chronicle. First of all, I congratulate you and Odisha government for successfully organizing such a mega event. And my question is that, as you informed a little earlier, that Cognizant has agreed to scale up its operations in Odisha. So, were there any other agreements or announcement during different sessions with regard to investment in Odisha as well as in other parts of the country?
Sir, please. No, please. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Chatterjee. I'm really thankful to also Akhay. He has said regarding the Odisha contribution in this Pravasi Bharatiya. For the first time after the Viksit Bharat and Viksit Odisha, it is the first time the Government of India's External Affairs has came to Temple City of Bhubaneswar. I am Prakash Mahapatra from Bima Chronicle. This is my first question will be there. The External Affairs had a 3 days program over here, but the security concerns are so tight and all. The personal relations of each individual who are there in the friends, boys, sons and daughters who are there in the overseas, their family could not come because they did not get an entry pass and all. Secondly, the many people are like to come down to see their friends who are come to Odisha for the first time and all. On an invitation of the Government of India External Affairs patronizations, they did not able to come. So the people are still unhappy in regards to this subject matter, which people are asking, can I get a pass to go and see? This is subject matter of concern. My second question will be, it is a focus for cultural event of entire Odisha. All dance, music, art and culture, heritage, all these things are there. In the backside of your Pravasi Bharatiya is our heritage, the Konarka Chakra. The people who are working in the stone, who are working in the marble, who are working in the different Talapatra arts and culture and all, people have not been brought to over here in the Pravasi Bharatiya stage to showcase those people who have already remaining for the last 25 years in the other states and Asian countries and all. They could not able to see, nor our people could showcase them that we are ever caliber to go to your country and can also contribute from our state. This has not been seen. This is my agony. Thank you.
Question there.
Yeah, me?
Yeah, please.
Well, I think you'll be able to. This is Dr. Ashok Panda, and a very simple question. You see, I have studied in the University of Oxford. I've studied in the University of Minneapolis. Different places I've studied. I'm also a journalist and I'm also a teacher. I would like to ask a very simple question. As a professor of journalism and also as a journalist, I personally feel very, very important it is, and I'm sure you'll appreciate that internal image reflects on the external image. I hope you'll appreciate that. So what I'm trying to tell, even last time also, I think we had a little interface where I said the local population need to be showcased what we are really trying to do. So for example, I was studying in Oxford, I was in 86.
Please ask a question.
Yeah, now I want my son to come over here. Now, if I give a proper image of what is happening in India or in Odisha, I'm sure my son who is there might be interested to come out here. I hope you appreciate that. It's not a question of me as a father. I'm talking for as every father. I hope you appreciate that.
Thank you. Amrit, there.
My name is Amrit Pal Singh. I'm from DD India. Sir, I have a related question to the question my colleague in the front row asked on investment. Did both the Ministry of External Affairs and the Odisha government have had a quantifiable figure in their head on the kind of investment they were looking from in this PBD? And is there any forward movement on that in this conference convention, even if initial? Thank you.
Sir, we can take these questions.
Now, what impressions are the Pravasi Bharatiyas carrying with them? All the Pravasi Bharatiyas are outside. I saw them being interviewed by the press, television, and their bites being floated. I only heard very positive information from them. So you can straight away ask them as to how did they find. And as I said in my opening remarks, most of them were quite positive. So that was one. Second, I think the issue of announcement of investments, The idea of the Pravasi Bharatiya Convention is to introduce Odisha, the opportunities that are here over. The Pravasi Bharatiyas are here. They carry the message back home. They are their influencers. You have the business community present who have come and participated. They have heard what are the opportunities. We are not looking at a bilateral investment forum or a bilateral investment seminar. We have one coming up in Odisha in the coming months. That is where you can expect that people will commit that I am going to invest X amount of money. So the idea here was to inform them the opportunities that this beautiful land of Odisha has to offer. So that message, in my view, and Chief Secretary will agree with me, has been rightly conveyed through the various plenary sessions as well as the statements that were made by the leaders during this conference. So therefore, I would not mention that a certain amount was committed, because I hope I'm clear on what the purpose of the summit was. Sir, as far as the question of entry-exit is concerned, see, we opened up the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas Convention's website on November, 12th of November. It was jointly inaugurated by the Honorable Chief Minister and our External Affairs Minister in Delhi. Since then, the forum is open for people to register themselves. And you are authorized to participate by registering yourself through that portal. Unless we know that a person has registered, like today you are asking me, what is the figure that one is looking at? Now, if there is a certain number of people who have come and registered themselves through the portal, I have a certain number. And if you tell me that to keep that outside and open another channel by which the person can enter, for me it is more convenient if somebody registers himself or herself through that particular website that we have set up, because it is necessary for me to know who all are coming as delegates in a particular convention. So security is, of course, paramount, because the cabinet ministers are here, Honorable Prime Minister is here, Honorable President of India is here. So they have their security concerns that needs to be addressed. And for addressing that, we need to have details of all the delegates who are participating. And that is, the website is there, and the website is quite user friendly. One should not have much of a problem. But if you have certain suggestions, I would be very happy if you can convey it to us. You can convey it to Chief Secretary for the future. When the next convention takes place 2 years down the line, we would definitely like to incorporate whatever suggestions you have, particularly if you feel that there should be an opportunity for the families to join and participate. We would look at various options, because some of the Pravasi Bharatiyas who came, they met me and informally they have given me suggestions, and I take note of that. My colleague is also here. We take note of that. We will definitely try to bring those elements into the registration process. I think I have covered all the issues.
In a very summary manner. The question which you asked, we had a small exhibition where handlooms and handicrafts were exhibited, including Talpatra. And today, I was very happy to hear in today's session on women's empowerment, which was chaired by the Honorable External Affairs Minister, there was a panelist from Slovenia. So when she saw our handicrafts, she said, I am definitely going to come back. There is a big market for these handicrafts in Slovenia. I will come and see and take them back. So this is the benefits we will get. People come, they see, if they're already out there, they are selling handlooms, handicrafts, then they also see our handicrafts and handlooms. And this is just one example what can happen. And regarding the question about investments, see, we were trying again to pitch why invest in Odisha, and the bilaterals we were having were unstructured, just exploring possibilities, not with a predetermined agenda, which will be there when we have Utkarsh Odisha on 28th and 29th. So this is more like a curtain raiser, also telling them about the opportunities here and discussing if something comes out. For example, Cognizant, we are definitely looking forward to more investment from them. So that is why we didn't quantify anything. But when we come to invest Odisha, we would definitely. But if you want numbers, since the government has come, about 2.2 lakh crore investment proposals have been attracted